Hypothermia is a major risk factor for neonatal mortality and morbidity. 30 to 80% of neonates delivered in hospital settings develop hypothermia. The risk is greater among neonates delivered at home. Among preterm neonates, the risk of hypothermia at admission is associated with increased mortality. For each degree drop in body temperature below normal, the risk of neonatal mortality increases by 28% and the risk of late onset sepsis increases by 11%. In this webinar, we shall review the mechanism of heat loss and heat production in the neonate, the adverse effects of hypothermia, its prevention and management. Thermoregulation is the ability to balance heat production and heat loss in order to maintain body temperature within a narrow normal zone. The normal axillary temperature of a neonate is between 36.5 and 37.5 degrees Celsius. Hypothermia occurs when the body temperature falls below 36.5 degrees Celsius. Neonates can lose heat by four main mechanisms. They are conduction, convection, evaporation and radiation. In utero, the neonate's body temperature is tightly controlled. After birth, the baby is exposed to cold environmental temperature. Heat loss by conduction occurs when the naked newborn is placed directly on a cold surface like a cold bed or a cold weighing scale. Heat loss by convection occurs when the newborn is exposed to cold surrounding air or a draft from open door, windows or an overhead fan. Evaporative heat loss occurs when the amniotic fluid evaporates from the newborn's skin. Radiation is a mechanism of heat loss when there is transfer of heat from the newborn to an colder object, with both of them not being in directly contact with each other. Among all these four mechanisms, evaporative heat loss contributes to the maximum heat loss after birth. A neonate's body temperature can drop rapidly by 2 to 4 degrees centigrade immediately after birth if appropriate measures are not taken to prevent heat loss. Neonates are at greater risk of hypothermia because of the following risk factors: greater body surface area compared to weight, lesser subcutaneous fat, greater body water content, immature thin skin leading to higher evaporative losses, and inability to respond to cold stress because of poor heat generating mechanisms. Preterm neonates, asphyxiated neonates, babies who are low birth weight and those who have intrauterine growth restriction and sick neonates are at higher risk of hypothermia. In utero, the fetal temperature is well maintained. After birth, the newborn is exposed to cold environmental temperature. The temperature receptors in the skin detect this and send impulses to the hypothalamus, which in turn releases various hormones. These hormones act on the brown fat in the body to generate heat. Brown fat is a specialized fat which is located around the adrenal glands, the kidneys, the nape of the neck, the interscapular area of the newborn. The brown fat are the warehouses where heat is generated. This mechanism of heat generation is called as non-shivering thermogenesis. Preterm neonates lack this effective mechanism of heat generation. Temperatures can be easily measured in the neonate using a digital thermometer placed in the infant's axilla. clean the thermometer with alcohol swab and place it in the roof of the axilla, making sure that it is parallel to the infant's body. Once the beep is heard, the temperature can be read off from the thermometer. We do not routinely use tympanic or rectal thermometers in routine practice as they are invasive. In the neonatal intensive care unit, neonates have their skin temperatures monitored continuously using the skin probe of the radiant warmer, supplemented with intermittent measurement of axillary temperatures using a digital thermometer. We should document temperatures every hourly in sick neonates, 4 to 6 hourly in very low birth weight and stable neonates admitted to neonatal intensive care unit, and at least 8 hourly in well babies admitted in the postnatal ward. Based on body temperature, hypothermia can be classified as mild, moderate and severe. Mild hypothermia or cold stress occurs when body temperature is between 36 degrees to 36.4 degrees Celsius. Moderate hypothermia is when body temperature is between 32 to 36 degrees Celsius, and severe hypothermia when body temperature is below 32 degrees centigrade. It indicates a very grave prognosis. In community settings and at home where thermometers are not available, mothers can use the hand touch method. The back of the hand can be used to feel the infant's feet and compare the temperature with that of abdomen or trunk. When body temperatures are normal, both the feet and the chest would be warm to palpate. When there is cold stress, the feet would be cold and trunk would be warm. When there is moderate or severe hypothermia, both the feet and the trunk would be cold to touch. Let's now discuss the management of hypothermia. The goal of thermal care is to maintain normal body temperature in the thermoneutral zone. The thermoneutral zone is the range of environmental temperature at which the newborn maintains normal body temperature with minimal metabolic rate and oxygen consumption. The thermoneutral zone depends on a number of factors including the gestational age, weight, the age of the neonate, appropriate clothing that the neonate wears, and the environmental factors like humidity. This zone is generally narrow and ranges between 32 to 36 degrees Celsius for a normal newborn. The thermoneutral zone temperatures are higher for preterm and sick neonates. Hypothermia is associated with increased mortality. When subjected to cold environments, the neonate tries to generate more heat at the expense of increased oxygen and glucose consumption. This leads to acidosis, hypoxia and hypoglycemia. Hypothermia is also associated with increased risk of infection, bleeding tendency and neurological problems like intraventricular hemorrhage. The signs and symptoms of hypothermia are non-specific in a neonate. Therefore, measurement of body temperature is very essential in any sick neonate. Clinical features of hypothermia may include pallor, fast breathing, chest retraction, lethargy, cold peripheries, mottling, hypotonia, inability to feed and lethargy. Efforts to prevent hypothermia can significantly reduce neonatal mortality. The World Health Organization proposes a set of 10 interlinked procedures called the warm chain, which has to be instituted at birth and continued postnatally and at home to prevent hypothermia in neonates. The components of warm chain are as follows. Warm delivery room. Ensure that the delivery room temperature is maintained between 26 to 28 degrees Celsius. Switch off any air conditioners. Dry the baby immediately using warm linen. This decreases evaporative water loss. Encourage skin to skin care at birth for all stable neonates. The neonates after birth can be directly received onto their mother's abdomen, dried, stimulated and encouraged to continue direct skin to skin contact for at least 1 hour after birth. Routine procedures like weighing and vitamin K administration can be deferred until this uninterrupted period of 1 hour of skin to skin care is complete. Warm resuscitation. Babies requiring initial steps and beyond should be received on to a pre-warmed radiant warmer, and normothermia has to be ensured throughout the process of resuscitation. Encourage early and exclusive breastfeeding. Clothe the baby appropriately. Use cap, socks, mittens and at least 2 layers of clothing for the neonate. Postpone bathing. Do not remove vernix after birth. Let the baby and mother be together. Practice rooming in and bedding in. Encourage kangaroo care for all low birth weight babies. If the baby requires to be transported within or to another health facility, let the mother accompany the baby during transport and provide kangaroo care to maintain body temperatures during transport. If the neonate is sick, use a transport incubator or a phase changing material like the embrace. Train and educate all healthcare providers on thermal care at resuscitation and postnatally, as well as the use of equipment like radiant warmer and incubator. Mild hypothermia or cold stress can be treated by providing skin to skin contact with the mother and by appropriately clothing the neonate. Check the body temperature after 30 minutes. If not normalized, consider using a radiant warmer. For moderate hypothermia, when the body temperature is below 36 degrees Celsius, transfer the neonate to a radiant warmer or a warmed incubator. Monitor the temperature every 15 minutes. Provide appropriate nutrition to the neonate. Ensure that the blood sugar is normal. Investigate for sepsis. Provide vitamin K if not given already. We should try to investigate the cause of hypothermia in this neonate so that appropriate preventive measures can be instituted. Severe hypothermia, that is body temperature below 32 degrees Celsius, is a grave situation and is a medical emergency. Transfer the neonate immediately to an intensive care setting and start rapidly rewarming the neonate under a radiant warmer or a warmed incubator. Put the radiant warmer in manual mode set to 37 degrees Celsius with 100% heater output. Monitor the body temperature every 15 minutes. Once the baby's temperature reaches 34 degrees Celsius, initiate slow rewarming by changing to the servo mode. Provide oxygen and intravenous fluids to the neonate. Check blood sugar levels. Investigate and treat for sepsis. Provide vitamin K if not given already and cautiously monitor body temperature every 15 minutes until it reaches the normal range. The following are the summary points from this webinar. Hypothermia increases neonatal mortality and morbidity. The four mechanisms of heat loss in a neonate are conduction, convection, evaporation and radiation. Non-shivering thermogenesis is a main mechanism for heat production in the neonate. Warm chain is a set of 10 interlinked procedures which have to be instituted at birth and continued postnatally and at home to prevent heat loss in the neonate. Temperature measurement is essential in all sick neonates. Mild hypothermia can be managed using skin-to-skin care provided by the mother. Moderate and severe hypothermia require active management using a radiant warmer as well as investigations to find out the underlying cause. Finally, prevention and management of hypothermia is very essential and can save neonatal lives. Thank you.